welcome to come.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
All right, you go in, Tony. Good.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
Tony, 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 Tony.
Tony. You know, Tony.
Tony.
Tony Walker.
Tony Walker. Tony Walker, everybody. Stand up, Tony. Where are you? Tony Walker. Thank you so much, mate.
But I really like Tony.
Forget about it.
Tony is a wonderful guy. Tony is wonderful. Tony is wonderful. Tony is a wonderful guy.
Tony, Tony. pub, 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 pub. Tony, 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 Tony. Pub, 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 pub. Tony, Tony. Tony, 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 Tony. Pub, 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 pub. Tony, 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 Tony. Pub, pub, pub. Tony, 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 pub. Tony, pub. Tony, 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 pub, 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 pub. Tony, Tony. Tony, Tony.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show. It's Tuesday trivia. Forgive me. Still getting over this cold. Still coughing. Still hacking. It's Tuesday trivia. Get ready. Me and Diane will be playing Tuesday trivia in a few minutes. Diane will be here in a few minutes. Hope everybody's well. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, the Facebook page, the YouTube channel. No matter where you're watching from, we appreciate the support. We ask that you share the link all over your socials. Tell everybody you know about all the great shows here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. If you'd like to take part in today's show and you want to comment throughout, you want to hear your comments read, especially today because it's Tuesday Trivia. So you want to jump onto the YouTube feed because that is where we monitor our comments. That is where we'll be reading your answers later when we play Tuesday Trivia. So please shoot over to the YouTube feed and jump on the comments there just like Mickey did. Good morning, sweet, sexy, beautiful Diane. Good morning, Tony, you sweet, sexy devil. Diane will be here. She'll be here any second. So we're just hanging out waiting for her. John Rusiello says, hi. Hi. John Rusiello, I'm sure, is going to be yelling at me. I'm not really sure what in the world happened. John was calling me, and then I was trying, and then I did call him back. Well, before I called him back, he sent me some weird messages. I don't know. I'm sure he's waiting for Diane to show up before he calls. And I can't say I blame him. Can't say I blame him. Hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's doing okay. I'm just kind of stalling till Diane gets here, but let's see. What do we got going on? Hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. We didn't really get to talk to you guys much yesterday because we had a guest, Tom Murphy, Donald Trump impersonator, comedian. So we spent, our energy on him, and really didn't get to catch up much with you guys. But I didn't really talk to you guys much. My apologies for being out last week. We did the show last Monday, and that was it. I was just out, man. And then I think Jeff and I even talked about it yesterday on the show. We mentioned how the two of us talked about how neither one of us gets sick much. When we get sick, we do it right. He gets leukemia, I get cancer. But we don't get things like colds or stomach bugs or anything like that very often. And then sure enough, we say that, boom, the next day I was out. And it kicked my ass, not like because I was so sick. I was just so tired. Even now, I still don't have my energy back. And you can kind of hear it in my voice, right? I'm not, I don't, in my opinion, I don't even sound like I'm still fully 100%. I've been coughing a lot still. Oh, I think she's here. All right. Let me play some Elio. We'll be right back.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much loving drives a man insane. You broke my will. What a thrill! Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I laughed at love because I thought it was funny. You came along and wooed me, honey. I changed my mind. Your love is fine. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Kiss me, baby. Feels good. Hold me, baby. Wanna love you like a lover should. You're fine, so kind. Got to tell this world that you're mine. I chew my nails, I twiddle my thumbs. I'm real nervous, but it sure is fun. gracious, great balls of fire. Kiss me, baby. Ooh, feels good. Hold me, baby. I wanna love you like a lover should. You're fine, so kind. You gotta tell this world that you're mine. Chew my nails, twiddle my thumbs. I'm really nervous, but it sure is fun.
All right, very nice. There she is, ladies and gentlemen. There she is. Yay! 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 Truth be told, I was fine last week. I just couldn't bear the thought of doing the show without you last week.
You didn't do the show?
No, I've been sick.
Get out of town. Wow.
I did the show last Monday, and that was it. That was it.
Oh, boy. All right, I feel a little bit better about that now. You needed to stay home.
I did.
Okay, good. So then I wasn't absent.
No, you were
I
not.
still have a perfect record.
Yes.
Okay, great.
I was going to do the show. Vicky, who watches every day, she was down from Rochester. She came and did the show with us last Monday, and she was going to stick around and do it Tuesday. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect. Diane texted, she's not coming. And then, Tuesday morning, I was like, well, actually, it started Monday night. I was actually here. And, I started to feel it. I was like, oh, this is bad. But I still was going to come in. But Tuesday morning when I woke up, I was like, no, this is not happening. So,
all right, it worked out then.
Yeah.
So I didn't miss anything.
No, you didn't miss anything.
Okay,
but
good.
we, of course, missed you.
Oh, stop.
See, now I'm feeling better already
full of
because
it.
Diane's here. It was bad. I'm still like my energy level is like.
Really?
Yeah.
Just like a cold and.
It like a cough.
Yeah.
And that was really like the worst of it. But
Yeah.
I just couldn't get out of
Takes
bed.
a lot out of you.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I still came in Tuesday to do Peter's show. I came in that night to do Hershey and the Keegs. Got home around 10:30, 11 o'clock that night, and didn't get out of bed again until I think sometime Thursday. Oh yeah, Thursday.
You probably should have just stayed home.
Yeah, but I it's weird having these because I gave myself the kiss of death because when Jeff was in here Monday, we talked about how neither one of us get sick that often. And then boom.
And then there you go.
And I really don't get sick that much, and it was a weird feeling because I'm like, I can't cancel on all these shows, and and then
could.
I know, but I felt guilty, and then Peter,
I know.
Peter especially, he gets all these well-known guests.
Right.
He's
then it's more of a big deal.
Yeah, so I was like, I can't. Yeah, so I did. I came in Tuesday for his show, came in Thursday for his show, did 2 shows Thursday night. And then I was performing Friday night in the Giggle Room.
Oh.
So I came in here Thursday evening with the guys that are on before us in the morning because they were all in here doing a show. So, but yeah, but if I had my way, I would have just stayed in bed the whole week, sleeping. I could not get enough sleep no matter what I did. It was awful.
I'm glad you're better.
Well, thanks.
Who was in this chair? It's so low. Was there a giant in this chair?
No, Jeff is like 4 foot. What is it? Oh yeah, it is lowered, isn't it?
It's fine. It doesn't matter.
I could fix it.
I just noticed it. It doesn't change anything.
It could be.
for me.
It could have been this way for 2 months, for all I know. But.
No, it wasn't like this the last time I was here. I mean, it's noticeably lower.
Really? Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. It would be different if I was down here, but it's fine.
All right,
I'm good. I'm comfortable.
Right. Just say the word,
and I'll commenting on the state of things. That's all.
I'm happy to lift you up. All right, so I don't even remember. Was everything okay last week?
Yeah, my son. So I was away for the weekend for my grandson's birthday.
Right. Happy birthday, grandson.
My son also, he went to Oklahoma to get a puppy. They was adopting a puppy, and so. We were both supposed to come back on Sunday, and both our flights got canceled.
Oh.
So I made it back Monday morning, but he couldn't get a flight out till Tuesday, so I needed to pick him up from the airport.
Ah.
There was no way around it.
Hello, Romeo.
You're such a dirty old man. You're dying to get next to Diane to lift the chair up. Oh my God!
Jealous?
You're so transparent.
Oh, I don't think I was trying to hide it.
Yeah, no, I just obviously not.
Good morning.
Good morning, my love. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Well, nice to be seen.
Nice to be seen. Exactly right. Yes, you look wonderful as usual.
Thanks.
you.
Oh,
Not you. You look like shit.
yes.
Right? You look terrible.
Yes.
You're not feeling good. I can tell right away.
Yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm still pretty tired.
He's a little
No,
nasally.
you're
That's
not
it.
feeling
Yeah.
good. There's something wrong with your fingers. Something wrong with your hand. You know, I could tell.
My hand?
Your color is not good. You have you have a little pale.
And it's a private joke. You understand. It's only between you and me, Walker.
Oh.
All right? Yeah, and you know what it is. But that's okay. All right? As long as Diane is here, we have, and Ann is watching, my darling Ann.
My darling Ann.
Yes. Yeah. You know what's wrong with your hands, Walker?
No.
You can't text.
Oh. Did you not respond to a text?
You're not responsive. That's right. Yes. I had something very urgently to tell you yesterday that you would find very, very interesting. Unfortunately, it has passed. You will probably hear it tomorrow.
All right. Well, I mean, usually when you give me these cryptic messages and then you follow it with, "I'll hear about it tomorrow," that it involves Mike. So I'll. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you're a pretty smart fella. All right. You're a Long Islander. All you Long Island guys are smart. All right. You can figure it out.
Okay. Yeah, I think I already have actually.
Okay. Good. So you know what it is.
Possibly.
I tell you. The grass doesn't grow under your feet, boy. You know exactly what you're doing. Have a good show.
Oh, well, thanks, pal.
Well, yeah, I don't want to say anything to you because if you're not texting, it doesn't make a difference.
I did. Well, first off, I went home yesterday after the show and went right back to bed. So I don't even know when you called me. But then I did text you this morning, and then I did call you this morning before the show, and you didn't answer the phone.
Well, did you read my text?
You know what? I guess not.
He probably didn't.
Read my text and you'll understand. See, there you go. You can't get something wrong with your eyes too.
Oh.
I said I'm taking a shower. I'm jumping in the shower because I want to be nice and clean for Diane.
Oh.
That is, yeah. I'm just seeing it now. Yes. Okay, I didn't see it.
Thank you for that.
All right. So long, guys.
All right. Goodbye. All right. John Russillo checking in. You know what it is too with this damn cold. My eyes have been affected, and I actually asked Jeff yesterday when he was in here. He said because he got it too, he was sick as well, and he said the same thing. He says, "Yeah, his eyes, really."
I mean, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but it could be like a fluid thing if your sinuses are full and something's pressing on something, or
well, something's pressing on something. All right. Let's see. Mickey is watching. Hello, Mickey. Keep your hands off my Diane, he says.
Wow.
Who knew the price of food was going up, says Fremder. I guess I did. Ugh. I'm not even finishing that, Fremder. Oh, there's Ann. I've been waiting for your call, my sunshine. Ay. Oh, and there's Vicky. Good morning, guys. Happy Tuesday. Glad you're almost feeling better. I'll need a few more days myself. Yeah.
Hi, Vicky. Feel better.
Yeah, feel better, Vic. Fremder, I haven't received the what? Oh, the bidet I ordered from Amazon yet? Come on, Bezos, cut the shit. Oh, goodness. Ay. All right, so you needed to pick up your son from the airport.
Yeah, so he could only get a flight out Tuesday morning. He had to stay in Oklahoma City. He's like, I'm stuck in the middle of bumfuck. You know, he was not happy about it.
Well,
but their flight came in at noon from LaGuardia on Tuesday, so I was the chosen one.
Does he know that you can adopt puppies here in New York?
He does. They wanted this very specific puppy. I'm not a fan of the breeder thing. Like, I just go to a shelter and get a puppy, or a dog or whatever. But
I'm with you,
they
yes.
wanted this little. Oh, it's the most adorable thing. It looks like a little bunny rabbit, a little fuzzy little corgi. So they went on Saturday to pick her up, and I wasn't there to take them to the airport like I usually am, so I was already away, and so yeah, I had to be there to pick them up.
And what did you say? You had trouble getting back too, or no?
Yeah, our flight, we were supposed to come back Sunday night.
Was that when we got the snow?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that flight got canceled. So, well, it got delayed until 7 a.m. Monday morning.
Okay.
So, no big deal. I got an extra evening with my grandson.
I was going to say, what a
and
shame.
my daughter. Yeah, it was just terrible.
Awful.
It was not bad at all. It was good.
Good.
So.
And your grandson, I know I already asked you this a couple weeks ago, turned two. Two, okay.
2, and they had a baby rave dance party with disco lights and
Baby rave.
It was a baby rave. It was great.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really good.
No ecstasy. It's all just milk and...
It was. The little milk boxes and cookies and cake and pizza and lots of babies running around and, you know.
He's got a lot of baby
toddlers.
friends, huh?
He does. All my daughter's friends have toddlers.
Really?
Tons of them. There was at least, at least a dozen 2- and 3-year-olds running
Wow.
around. And a couple of, like, infants added into the mix, you know. So lots of dads walking around with, you know, baby slings on. Carrying
With that beat-up look about them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot of that.
Well, very nice, though. I'm glad you enjoyed your birthday, his birthday weekend.
It was great.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was great.
Cool. So, let's see. What do we got? So, we're going to Tuesday trivia in a little while. Let's see. All right. I wanted to show you guys a video, and I need input.
Okay.
So it's video of me, with one of those red light cameras.
Oh.
They nailed me.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. I'm back and forth with this.
You want to fight it?
I'm contemplating it.
Got
Now, all right. I'll play the video. All right. I'll do my commentary as we watch. Okay. So that's me. And no, I did not stop for the 3 seconds. I made the turn.
You're guilty.
I am guilty. However,
You're guilty.
I am.
Okay.
But I do feel there's a little however involved here.
Okay.
I made the right look. Now, boom, there's the green arrow.
No.
But I know this. I know that intersection very well. It's near my house. I knew that the green arrow was coming.
I knew that green light was coming.
I mean, it was right there. I mean, it's right
Pay
there.
the damn thing. They're just going to be annoyed with you. And you really want to go to court and spend an entire day. You know, they make it miserable.
Yes,
you
you're right about
go and they make, even if there's no reason, they make you sit for hours.
Yes.
And the wooden benches.
Yep, you're
no
right.
cell phone, no. They make it so that you would pay $500 to get out of that. So stop. Just pay the damn thing.
It's funny you say that with the cell phones, but every time I go there, I just sit there with my phone and nobody says anything.
I know, but every once in a while they get a bailiff that'll go.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
You know, so
Just like that?
And there's no service in there.
Well,
either.
that's true, too.
The other thing. So
Yes.
just pay the thing. Don't be a baby. I got pulled over, so I got caught by a real police officer driving home from work late the other night. It was like 8:45, and so now I'm just tired and I had somewhere to be. It was Thursday night.
Right.
And as you're heading south on 107 from Grand Prix Subaru, which is where I work.
Right.
Before you get to the Central Avenue light, which is where I make my left, there's another like little bullshit light that's right there by Planet Fitness.
Yes.
It really isn't a light for anything. Like, I don't even understand why that light is there. But okay, the light is there. It turned yellow, and I blew through it as it clipped red. Right?
Okay.
Totally did it. Didn't know there was a cop behind me. Lights go on. I turn on. I make my left on Central Avenue, and I pull over. Young kid, sweet as could be. Felt terrible for pulling me over because he probably thought I was like his mom, so I immediately took my insurance and my registration and my license and I hand it to him and he goes back to the car. And now,
did you try a little? Officer?
No, he's a kid. He's like my kid's age.
No,
don't be ridiculous.
I guarantee
I did not. So I know we were going to Vittorio's in Amityville. Sometimes we go and sit at the bar on a Thursday, and we know the bartender there, Tommy. So, and I was already running late, and Anthony's texting me, and I'm like, well, I can't. He's trying to call me while I'm getting pulled over. I'm like, I can't pick up my phone because he's going to clip me for that. So then I texted and I said, I just got pulled over for running a red light. You're going to have to chill a minute. And so right away, well, is he going to get... He's like sending me a snapshot of a PBA card, for him. And I said, well, that's nice, except for it's not a real... It's... it says for Anthony Salamone. I'm not Anthony Salamone. It's not really going to help me right now. So, and I just I don't do that anyway. Oh, I did it, but you should let me go because I know somebody. I hate that. I hate it. Just won't do it. So, no, I hate it. I hate it. You. So I texted him. I said, he said, "Did he giving you a ticket?" I said, "Well, he's been gone a little while, so probably." He's not twiddling his thumbs back there.
Right.
But he came over nice and he said, all right, I'm really sorry, but I did write you a ticket, but it's for a lesser
charge.
Lesser offense. And it was disobeying a traffic device, whatever that is.
Yeah,
so,
what?
Okay. All right. That's okay. I appreciate you. I'm sorry. Have a good night. And that was it. I wasn't there long and, it was fine. But that little bullshit light, I clipped it. I did it. I knew I did it.
Yep.
Like he said, I got you because you ran that red light. I said, I know. I slid through it yellow. I know. Well, I don't say, no, I didn't. If I know I did it, I did it.
You didn't say, well, that's a bullshit light.
No, it is a bullshit light.
What do you...
That's not his fault. He's out there doing his job.
Well, true.
Right? He's got to make a living. He's got to meet his quota.
Well,
I did it. And you did it. And you should pay. Back to you. Pay the thing. Pay the thing.
Yeah.
You don't want to spend a day in
No, I'm not.
Stop.
I'm not gonna do that. I just wanted to see what you thought because I thought
You're guilty.
I am guilty. I just thought because
I thought you were gonna. It was at least. I swear. I thought, okay, he's gonna stop.
No.
And then not wait 5 seconds and then go through. You just blew right through. Like you were just blatantly guilty.
I'm at that light at least once a day. I knew the
so
turning signal was coming.
Multiple times a day.
Yeah.
You do the same offense multiple times.
Absolutely.
So you got caught.
Because I know the green light turning signal is coming. So I'm like, okay.
And pay it.
Ow. I don't see, but that's my argument. Like I knew the light was coming, and it did. It came on 2 seconds later. Like, okay, so he knew the green light was coming. Who cares? Let him go.
It's like I had on the side of where I work on Farm Lane, so there are signs, no parking, no parking, no parking, or no parking until 4 p.m. on a weekday or whatever. And there was one spot for years. I literally parked in that one spot, and it was no parking anytime, but it was right on the side of our service drive. Never, ever got bothered, and I got a ticket. And somebody comes running in one day and says, you got a ticket, blah, blah, blah. You should fight it. And I said, I've been parking there for years. 300 day more plus, because I work 6 days a week. And I get a ticket once. Do you think I'm not going to pay the ticket? I mean, it's pretty much like a penny a day. Just suck it up and pay it.
Yeah.
You know, what are you going to do?
Diane said, suck it up.
Suck it up and pay it.
Well, but what do you define bullshit light?
There's no reason for that light to be there, I feel like.
Isn't there left it to the Grumman?
Yeah, I think there is.
Yeah.
Right. But for me coming from my direction is a bullshit light.
I'm not making that turn, so it's bullshit.
And you know what's really funny about it is that light, I can't even ever remember that light being red. I don't ever remember stopping at that light. Like usually it's green and I go through it and I just...
No, I know that light well.
There's a weird little light.
There's
right there at
phone
Planet
company
Fitness.
office back there, so I know that light well. And I've used it.
You've stopped at that light.
I've stopped at that light. And
Yeah, I'm
I've
sure.
turned at that light when it turns green.
I'm sure you've gone through it too and just never got caught.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mickey says, the judge should throw the book at you. Hey, take it easy. Vicky says, you're guilty. Okay.
I mean, you could do the leg thing. You could go, but my leg, couldn't hit the brake.
Yeah, and then they'll say, okay, well, then you shouldn't drive.
And you shouldn't drive. Let's take your license away.
That's right.
That's true. You don't want to do that. Just pay it.
No, I'll pay it. I just wanted to see what you guys thought because, again, the light turned, the green light showed up like, I was still in view when the green light turned up.
Stop it. You're guilty.
Good. It's
Stop.
okay.
It wasn't even. You listen. It wasn't even like a gray area.
No.
I thought you were gonna stop and not count to 5, and then I was gonna say, that sucks, but you still have to pay it.
If I pulled you over, Diane, says Mickey, I would let you go.
Thank you, Mickey.
Tony, I would give you Diane's ticket.
Just mail it to Tony. It's
That's fine. Kenny Freeberg is watching. Hello, Kenny. Cops at the CVS for robbing the pharmacy of all the Viagra. What? Criminals still at large. Oh, Fremder. Criminals still at large. Ay, ay, ay. All right, so that's that. I showed you the red light camera. All right, never mind. So yeah, laying around a lot. I've been watching some TV when I'm awake.
Oh.
I watched this. Did you check out this Saturday Night Live movie?
Oh no! Last night we recorded a special.
Oh, that special with all the music.
That. Yeah, because we were watching something else, so we recorded that. So I haven't seen it yet, and no, I haven't seen the movie.
I saw.
I think I've seen like clips of it. Don't they make like Chevy Chase was like a total dick in that?
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
And in real life, I think he kind of cops to it too. He admits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do believe so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought this movie was great.
Okay.
I thought it was really good.
All right.
And I'm a big fan of that stuff too. The early Saturday Night Live, I love that stuff. I don't know who this guy is who played Belushi, but man, he nailed it. I mean, he looks like him, sounds like him. That blew me away. This guy totally nailed it. Whoever he is. Yeah, really good movie. I think it's just called Saturday Night. I think that's what it's called. I don't know the ins and outs. I'm assuming that there's some things that are like, no way, that couldn't have happened. Could it? But I won't give it away because you didn't see it yet.
Okay.
But good movie. Yeah, I want to see that too. Last night was the special about all the music.
Mm-hmm.
There's a commercial for it on YouTube. It's a 7-minute trailer, but it's basically like a mashup of different performances and stuff. It looks like a great special.
Yeah, we'll definitely watch that.
Yeah, I might have to sometime this week check that out too. Yeah, that's there's been some great musical performances on that show. Just what a great show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. But I guess we can argue today it's not what it was.
There are
but
parts of it that are pretty funny.
Yeah, there's still.
And we look at the old stuff differently now when you look back on it than, so I think expectations are just different. People are different. Comedy's different,
Well, I'll tell you.
But that's still, I think, Weekend Update, even now, is just brilliant. Brilliant. Like, I sometimes will just tune in just to catch Weekend Update because I just think it's great.
With that thing they do at the end of every
When they
year.
write each other's jokes.
And they don't see it.
Oh, my God.
That
great.
was hilarious. And this year with Scarlett Johansson watching.
And in Black Talk, and like only they could get away with that stuff.
Yes.
It's great.
Hilarious.
Great.
And I think it was that same episode. Excuse me, where they had. I think it's the same episode Martin Short was hosting.
Yes.
I mean, he is just one of the funniest people ever.
I agree.
And that skit did you see the skit with the hand gestures and stuff, and the two him and another guy trying to.
I didn't see the whole thing, bits and pieces.
Well, it's on YouTube.
A lot of times that's what I do. So
Yeah.
if we don't get to see it, or I half the time see the opening monologue and then fall asleep.
Right.
Then we go in Sunday morning. We get on YouTube and pull up all the clips.
Yes. So look it up. There's a clip. Martin Short is driving and he's about to go into a parking spot, and I forget the cast member's name, but he's in another car and he's about. And instead of getting out of the car, they're trying to like
gesture to each other.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the whole bit. All the
Okay.
different gestures and stuff. Very, very funny, and there's a little more to it, but very funny. Martin Short again is just
brilliant.
That man is just a treasure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so funny. I lost my train of thought. I think I was going to say more about Saturday Night Live. Oh well. And then we talked about it yesterday too, but they had that speech by the monologue by Chappelle. Did you see that?
I again saw bits and pieces of it, and I was like, wow, and
Yeah,
I have to
fantastic.
see the whole thing.
And
Fantastic.
and really, and did you see the ending of it? Okay.
I don't remember.
Well, first off, they said it's the longest opening monologue ever. It was almost 18 minutes long. But he got really classy at the end. I'm not.
People are counting on you.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that part.
I thought that was very well done.
Yep.
Very well done.
Yep.
Let's see. Kenny Freeberg, have you seen the Dylan movie? Excellent. No, haven't seen that yet.
I have a list of Academy Award nominated movies to see, and that's
one of them.
them.
Oh, really? That's up for awards?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. He's up for the best actor, I think, to Shyamalan.
Yeah.
And best score. I mean, I think it's up for a bunch of things. It might even be up for best picture. I have to look and see. But and there's a few. Conclave, I definitely want to see that.
What's that? I'm not familiar.
That's a movie about debauchery at the Vatican when the Pope dies and how the vote goes down and how political it is. And
Ray Fiennes. Yes, I got it now.
I definitely want to see that.
Yeah, that does look good. Is that a true story?
Some people will say that it. I mean, I don't think specifically about a specific time, a specific vote, but how things really go down in that situation and how political it is, and then they built a story around it.
Right.
And what's her name?
Cal Burnett.
Jodie
Foster.
Rossellini.
Oh, she's in that?
Yeah, she's the nun, and she's in that too. So I really want to see that.
She can't be a nun. She's too hot to be a nun.
She's great. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another movie.
I met her once.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Oh, how cool.
Because she used to live in Bellport.
Oh.
And I was doing, in Bellport, they have a little band show right there on the water.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl I know got permission to put on a Shakespeare, Much Ado About Nothing.
Oh, how cool.
And she asked me to be in it. It's the only time I've ever done Shakespeare. But Isabella Rossellini, this woman who's directing it was a resident of Bellport. Somehow talked Isabella Rossellini to come by at one of the rehearsals.
How cool is that?
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
That is cool.
And there was another girl, too, that lived out there that came to rehearsals, too. She was on ER. Blonde-haired woman. Oh, I forget her name. She was one of the original cast of ER. Yeah, whatever. Sorry.
Wow, cool. Yeah, so it's funny on one of the apps. It could be Netflix or some. I don't know. When we did the TV last night, we were going through what we wanted to watch, and there's a line. Like it'll say movies, television shows, and it says Oscar-nominated films.
Oh.
So you can now. I don't even have to search for
Right,
them.
you just go
They're
to
right
that
there in a
category.
line. You can watch one each. Each night. So
Oh, that's
I'm
cool.
excited about that. I like to have at least 2 or 3 of the movies and, have seen some of them so that it's,
Yeah.
Oh,
I know some people, that they treat Oscar night like, like Super Bowl.
I don't treat it like that.
No, me neither.
But I like to catch it. It's fun for me.
Kenny Freeberg says, yes, the Saturday Night Live movie was terrific. Vicky, I saw the first half of last night's show. The music mashups were very interesting. Oh, they do that throughout the show? Yeah, I got to watch that special. I think it's 3 hours long, if I'm not
It was
mistaken.
long, yes.
Yeah, so I got to make some time to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Freeberg, the cold opening and weekend update are always good. The rest of it, Oh, okay. I'm trying to focus on my eyes are getting better since I've been sick. The sequel to Brokeback Mountain will be called Ballsack Fountain. Vicky, I also saw A Real Pain over the weekend. What? I also saw A Real Pain. The movie, A Real Pain. Sorry. Kieran Culkin and Jesse Eisenberg movie. It also had Jennifer Grey.
Oh.
It was good. Jennifer Grey, wow.
Wow.
My son saw A Real Pain. Yeah, he thought it was so-so. And then GD is watching. He says, hey, ho.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting GD last week. He was here last Monday night, and then we performed. That's right. We didn't talk about that yesterday either. We had our show in the Giggle Room. All the guys from Coffee with the Dog. GD was here. Ron Kane, Stephen Ortiz, and then the dog himself, Matt Napo, did show up. He did not perform. He just sat in the audience, sat in the corner like a little creep. But but it was cool to meet the guys, and yeah, there was a lot of fun, and they're good comedians. It was a nice night. Fremder, The Notebook was a great movie, but I can't remember the ending.
Because she couldn't remember.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of documentaries, I'm going to stay on that topic for a second. I saw the commercial. I'm going to guess that you would like to see this. I saw a trailer for a new documentary about Liza Minnelli.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She strikes me somebody that you enjoy.
There have been documentaries about her, where she was part of it, about her mom, Judy Garland,
sure.
and how jealous she was of Liza and her success, and there
Judy
were times,
Garland was?
yeah, when she got very angry. There was some kind of television special. Liza came on and did a performance, and she kind of showed up her mom. And her mom, they said she was angry as all hell. She was slamming shit, said she would never perform with her again.
Wow.
She did not handle her daughter's success well. She felt that she was showing her up.
So
she was not that kind of parent where, like, if it was your kid, you'd be like, oh, so proud and so happy. And she was not that mom.
So she wasn't instrumental with getting Liza started, huh?
No, she did not. I mean, she may have been without realizing that, the talent that she really was. And she did not like being shown up by her daughter. That's the documentary I saw. Who knows how much truth is to it, but I bet there'll be something in that about that and how she had to deal with that.
Probably, I'm sure. And and very talented in her own right. So, I think it would be an interesting watch. I don't know a lot about her, and I admit I don't know a lot of her stuff, but what I've seen, I thought was good.
Very talented.
Yeah, I think it'll make you be in it. She's like, it just seems everybody's getting a documentary these days. But where this case, like, this is somebody who really deserves
getting a documentary as much as it is, there's interest. People want to see the backstory and the ins and the outs and the real, the real story, what's happening, not just what they put out there, perceived.
Yeah, no, you're right. So, so I thought that looked good. A buddy of mine sometimes watches shows, been on the show a few times. His name is Larry Russell. He was, when Billy Joel first kind of came out of bands and was trying to make his way as a solo artist, Larry Russell was Billy Joel's first bass player. Oh. And actually helped Billy put together the rest of the band. And Larry, like I said, he's been on the show. He loves talking about that time with Billy Joel. And but he has this great story. Late 60s, early 70s, he started dating this girl. And he didn't know it at the time, but he starts, dating this girl. And she asked him to walk her home one day. And this was in New York City. Mm-hmm. So he's walking, he's...
Larry or Billy?
Larry Russell.
Larry, okay.
Yeah, Larry. This is a story about himself.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he went on. He was I think the original bass player in the Godspell, like on the soundtrack. I believe it's him. And he's done a lot of different things. He's worked with Ace Frehley. He's done a lot of different things. So he meets this girl. They start dating, and she asks him to walk her home, and he had no idea where she lived. So he's just walking with her, and they come up to this beautiful big house right in the heart of New York City. So he's like, who could even, I think back then, if you can afford a house in New York City.
No, that's right.
Goes into the house. The girl he was dating was Lorna Luft.
Oh.
Which is Judy Garland's other daughter.
Yes.
Goes inside, gets but again, he had no idea, but gets the introduction. Oh, Larry, this is my mother. And he was like, holy shit. So hanging out for a little while, he ended up staying for dinner. And he's hanging out, and they go into, like he said, like it was like a study type of room. And there's a grand piano in this room.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah. And he said, for whatever, he doesn't even remember where Lorna went. She got up and she wasn't in the room. She wasn't around. And it was just him and Judy. They got to talking, and sure enough, she got behind the piano. He sat right next to her on the piano, and she sang "Somewhere Over the Rainbow."
God.
Yeah, is that?
Oh my God.
Yes. I mean, and
can you imagine?
well, yeah, that's all I do.
Of
yes.
all things, just
Yeah. Of all things, of all people, of all songs.
Just perfect.
It
Like
really doesn't get.
who else has a story like that? That's
Right.
amazing.
I don't think who's your do you have an old like who's your favorite singer?
I don't know. I mean, there are just
so
many
I don't
that
know I don't know
would be
if
starstruck.
Right.
I would just be
if Paul McCartney came in right now and sat down next to you, I don't think that would beat Liza Minnelli singing.
Oh, I for me it might.
Yeah,
Paul McCartney.
If Paul McCartney sat here right now and sang "Yesterday,"
God,
you think that would kind of equal?
Yeah, I do.
As much
For
as
me.
I love
For me.
I'm with you. I love McCartney. But Judy Garland was like.
Yes, I get it. Old time movie star. I mean, I honestly think even Paul McCartney would be bowled over by that.
Yeah,
but
exactly,
I
exactly.
Get it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And
What a story.
I'm not even doing it justice to hear him tell it.
Oh sure.
I actually I have a video somewhere of him talking about. I'll have to track it down. But yeah, that's just unbelievable.
Really.
Now, also sticking with the documentaries, I also watched. It's been out for a few years, but I never saw it before. It's about this guy. His name escapes me. He's the guy that put together Backstreet Boys. Then he put together NSYNC. That little fat guy.
Yep, I know exactly who he is.
Lou Pearlman.
Perlman. I was going to say Perlman, but I wanted to say Ron, and I knew that wasn't it. Lou Perlman.
Oh, Ron Perlman is
I know.
the OJ guy, right?
Yeah.
This was very interesting. Very interesting. So it's not like a full blown 90-minute documentary. It's what they like Netflix. They do it as a series.
Mm-hmm. Making the Band, or something like that. It's called.
No. This one was about him. It was called Dirt Pop, something like that.
Okay, all right.
It was interesting. So it's in 3 parts, about 45 minutes each. You watch the first part, and you're kind of like left thinking, all right, well, what did he do so wrong here? He didn't pay his people a lot of money, but there is a little, almost like a little relief because there was no touchy-feely going on.
Which is, thank God.
Yes,
I don't
that's
really
what I'm saying. So
it.
there is almost like a little relief that wasn't
Right.
what I was watching because there's so many of those.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at that guy and you kind of think,
he's going to be the.
that's exactly what
guy.
this is. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's such a creepy looking dude. So, yeah, it turns out there was none of that.
Good.
He just cheated everybody financially. This guy was just a con man left and right. And that was, I won't give details away for anybody that wants to see it, but that's basically what it was. But what I will bring up, and again, I'm not giving details away, but what really got me about this one, and I brought it up on here before, when I was in my late teens, I toyed with the idea of maybe trying to make it as a comedian, an actor rather, or and then through my 20s, getting married and settling down, but still love to do this, love to do that. But as time has gone on, as I've gotten older, I still enjoy doing those things, and I don't know if I had the ability or the talent to make it big or not, because I never gave it a full, really 100% shot. But let's just say, for argument's sake, that I could have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah.
Because you look at these people, and this little creepy fat guy who's making all this money, and they said this guy, he wasn't a woman. He wasn't messing around with boys, girls, men, women, nothing. This guy was all about just making money all the time, and doing it and getting it in various ways, and and then you just see all these weird people that were hangers on or invested their money and.
They just kind of attach themselves to
right.
Well.
And that's what got me with this documentary. All these weirdos, all these people that felt they could, all these like
cash in just by hanging on,
and
I get it.
sleazy, a bunch of creepy looking types.
I get it.
And I'm sorry, but that's just not what it's about, and that's not what true happiness is. And a lot of these guys are so out of touch, and then they even talk to other singers and stuff that this guy was gonna make it happen for, but didn't, and they're crying and they're carrying on. Like,
Right.
You have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's nice to be able to make a living at this thing
Of
that
course.
you love to do.
Of
But,
course.
that's a dream and that's great when it happens, but there's huge prices to be paid for that. And then I think you have to get to a certain point in your life where you're grateful for how it did turn out and for what you have. And if you can still do the thing you love, which you can, because,
Right.
you do your acting, your Knockem Dead, or you're performing, but you don't have that, I have to make a living doing that. So you don't have that
Right.
pressure attached to it. So it's your fun thing, right? Like
Yeah.
singing is for me. That's my
Right.
fun thing.
Yeah.
This is my fun thing. That's...
And the level of, like, you see sometimes if you watch interviews or documentaries or talk shows, you see somehow just how how out of touch some of these guys are too, and that I'm so thankful I never. I think if I became famous in my early 20s when I'm still a kid, I think I would have become that.
Total dick.
Absolutely.
Said it just a
I'm
little
bad
bit
enough
of it.
now.
Yes.
And speaking of out of touch, GD, what does he say? I'm joking. Ann says she loves GD. He is so funny. Oh, very nice. I had coffee with the dog. Oh, this morning. Oh, okay. It was great. Oh, very nice. Netflix now has the Diddy documentary, says Fender. All right. GD says there is footage of Judy Garland performing outdoors while she was singing. A mother flies into her mouth. All right, I guess that's a moth. Okay,
A moth flies into her mouth.
She pinned the mother against her cheek and didn't miss a beat.
Wow.
Really? Wow, I'll have to look that up. And then GD thanks Ann. Hey GD, love having coffee with you guys. Oh, very nice. Ann is very supportive. Ann's been watching a lot
That's
all the shows here lately. Yeah. Only person can be in Judy's class is Doris Day, says Romeo Rusiello. Yeah? Would you agree with that? I don't know enough about Doris Day.
I mean, Doris Day was beautiful. She could sing. She could act. I mean, I don't know if she was like a superstar. I don't see her like.
Yeah, I don't see her Judy Garland-esque.
That rise above all the like megastar,
Right?
Hollywood megastar kind of thing. But I mean, I think I would argue that Maureen O'Hara above Doris Day, kind of any day of the week. And who else? I had another actress in my
Margaret.
in my head. Anne Margaret. Oh my God. Interestingly, I just saw Anne Margaret last night quickly as we were flipping through Grumpier Old Men was on.
Oh, nice.
And so right away I had to pick up my phone and Google how old was she in this movie. And she is 4 years younger than me when she did that movie. I'm like, wow. And Sophia Loren was in it too, and she was like 2 years older than me. But they were my age when they did that movie, and I think, yeah, I'm getting up there. But
you look just as good as them.
Anne Margaret. Oh my God, so much.
Oh yeah,
so much.
There's that clip that's been floating around YouTube of her on the Tonight Show. Have you seen this thing?
I've probably seen the clip before, not recently, but I do. I love Anne Margaret. I think she's amazing. And with Elvis, and I mean, listen, if Elvis was going to do the things he did, I could see how that he wound up doing that with Anne Margaret, because I might have taken a shot too if I were him. Amazing. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And so sexy and beautiful and a great dancer.
But he also had Priscilla at home, though.
I understand, but
that's, that's a beautiful
I'm not
woman
saying
right there.
it was the right thing to do.
No, I hear you.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying that, Anne Margaret was Anne Margaret. Like,
if Elvis was,
if he had, she was probably, she could have been his pass if he had played his cards right and didn't do everybody.
If he was smart, he would have brought Anne Margaret home.
I don't know. I think Priscilla was a little too goody-goody for that.
I think I would have had a heart attack. And Margaret and Priscilla Presley at the same... No, I don't know if I'd be able to handle that.
Yeah.
My goodness. So, yes. All right. So that was that. And I think that's all for me for documentaries. Have you seen this? You guys caught this thing with Bill Burr and Billy Corgan?
No.
You know who Billy Corgan is?
I do know who Billy Corgan is.
For those of you who don't know, Billy Corgan is the
Smashing Pumpkins.
Smashing Pumpkins band from, what was it, the 90s they came out. Yeah. He's the main guy from the Smashing Pumpkins. So the other day, I guess about a week ago, Bill Burr was on Howie Mandel's podcast. Howie Does Stuff, I think that's what it's called.
Okay.
Something like that. He's got Bill Burr on, they're talking. All of a sudden, Billy Corgan comes walking in. And Bill Burr's like, oh, hey, how are you? And then Billy Corgan sits down. And Bill Burr turns to Howie. He goes, oh, you're going to do this to me, aren't you? Bill Burr immediately gets all pissed off. Turns out, Billy Corgan has been going around telling the story how him and Bill Burr might be brothers. But they're not sure. Turns out that they both had a father who got around quite a bit, was not really an honorable man, did not raise his family, supposedly has a bunch of kids floating around all over the place because he got around so much. And Billy Corgan, I think, did some research
and kind of traced it back to
Bill
Burr.
and Bill, apparently Bill Burr knew about it, but didn't
really want to look into it any further.
Yeah, doesn't
No
really
interest.
have a care.
Yeah, okay.
But
Billy Corgan does.
Right, and it hasn't really been public.
Yeah.
But so they totally blindsided him on this show. So then Bill Burr was on what's the name of this? He was on another show yesterday. I can't forgive me. I forget the guy's name. He's a famous guy. He used to be on ESPN. He has his own show now. Anyway, so Bill Burr was on this show yesterday, and he asked him. The host asked him, was that real on Howie Mandel show? He goes, yeah, that was real. And he goes, it kind of pissed me off. And but he's like, yeah. He goes, all right, but it is what it is. And yes, that's the truth. There is a very good possibility that me and him are half brothers. If you look, I mean, they do.
Wouldn't you want to know if you have I would, at that point, if there was even an inkling of a possibility, I would want to know that.
I'd be curious. I don't.
I mean, listen, there's no rule that says you have to have a relationship, but I would at least want an opportunity.
Because it's another famous person, or just because you found, just because it could be a relative.
Famous. I'm just thinking if I knew
that I
had a relative, a possible half brother or sister,
right?
I would absolutely want to know that. Yeah, not famous. I couldn't care less.
Now, but you wouldn't put the homework in. You're saying if someone came to you and said,
because there's no reason for me to think there was any debauchery happening in my life. If there were, I might have looked into it. If I thought that there could be others, I would have possibly looked into it. Yeah, I might have.
Yeah, okay.
Don't know, because I never, it's never any question,
Right. Well, yeah, right. You have a twin sister, so I think.
Yeah, I mean, my parents were.
Right.
They just were not those people. So, Dad wasn't, bouncing around. That wasn't happening. So there would never be any question. But if I had a parent who, you knew got around, I would be curious. Sure. Yeah.
I had a little debauchery. But I'll be honest, I just didn't care enough to look into it. It's a bit of a stretch, and I won't get into it and bore you with this long story. I've told it before, but I had a slight reason to believe that my father died in 1980.
Okay.
But probably around early 2000s, I found some things out that led me to wonder if he really actually did die at that time.
Okay.
And I went to my mother, and I said, would he do that? And she said, well, I don't think he'd have the ability to do that. You know, that would take a lot of work and a lot of this, a lot of that.
You mean to fake his own death?
Yes.
Okay.
And I said, Ma, because this was 1980. He left us in 1970 when my mother was pregnant with me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I didn't even, I only met the man once. So he, So when he left, he moved out to California. Okay. And he never came back. He was California, Oregon, like he floated around the West Coast. So I said to my mother, I go, Ma, I said, the last 10 years of his life, you didn't even know him. I said, you don't know who he met, what he got involved in.
Right.
I said, I asked the question again. I go, if he had the ability and the know-how, the ability to make it happen, let's say maybe he was in trouble, and he wasn't the sharpest of tools in the shed. He had some trouble here and there.
There was some debauchery.
Yeah. So I said to my mother, if he was able to do it, and if he needed to do it, would he be the type to say, okay, yeah, I'm going to fake my own death? And my mother said, yes, he would. Oh. I said, okay. And yeah, I was curious about it for maybe a month. And then I was like, you know what?
Plus, he
really
left.
cares?
I mean, do you know of any half brothers and sisters? Because you know there's certainly probably some out there. Did he remarry? Do you know that?
He remarried. His wife already had a daughter. He's not the father, but he did adopt her.
Okay.
So technically, she is.
But I mean,
a half sister. Yeah,
Do
biologically,
he could be, but you don't know.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Never heard of anything like that.
Yeah, and you could. I wouldn't even know how you research that at that point.
Right. My brother has, I think, the death certificate. I mean, again, he was definitely dead on paper. I mean, like you said, how would you go
do is
about?
get somebody to stamp a piece of paper. It happens all the time. If there's enough money, you can get anybody to create any kind of piece of paper. Death certificate can't be that hard to create.
Right.
Let's face it.
But how?
Come on.
But then to find somebody that would actually say, "Oh yeah, he did it."
Well,
you know what I mean? Like that
no,
would have been impossible.
You probably right. It could have happened, but you couldn't necessarily know.
No idea if he was buried, cremated. Like if he is buried, I have no idea where the cemetery is. Yeah, I nothing. I never. And then to look up,
No death certificate, because typically it would say on the death certificate.
Oh, it says on there where they are.
Yeah, disposition of the body.
I
It may say turned over to a hospital. It may say interred at such and such a place.
Frank might have. I'll have to ask him. But that's how weird my family was. Like my grandmother gets a call from a guy she doesn't even know. Hi, I'm so and so. I'm Tom's next door neighbor. His wife asked me to call you to let you know that he died last week. He was in a motorcycle accident. He was in bad shape. He was in a coma for months. So he was in bad shape. So it wasn't a surprise, but it was just weird that phone call. And my grandmother and my aunt, my father's sister, they were here. Like, they didn't try to track the wife down. Hey, what happened? They didn't go out there for the funeral.
He was estranged from everybody, really, basically.
But he wasn't. That's why it was so weird.
Huh.
Yeah, they were
weird.
Very strange bunch. But but anyway, but that's the thing. Like, I never. I see what you're saying.
You know what? Everybody has these strange, weird stories. So. I remember one specifically. So we were kids, and my father he came from 7, and he was the youngest of 7.
Wow.
And he was a lot younger than some of them. So his brothers were in World War II. He had 3 brothers, I believe, in World War II. He was in Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
go ahead.
And so,
Go ahead. No, finish your story. Then we'll get to that.
So we would meet for funerals. When I was a kid, one of my big memories is we'd be in a funeral home for somebody's wake or whatever, and all the older people would sit around, gather in bunches, and tell these stories. And I'm talking, I was 11, 12, 13, and I would just listen so intently because sometimes I just couldn't even believe what I was hearing. And one of the stories was my father's oldest brother married a woman from Hungary, and we called her Aunt Irma, and she had a very thick accent, and they had some kids. Oh, again, cousins that were much older than I was, maybe 20 years older than my sister and I, and So there was one story that they had another daughter, and she was, I don't know, 6 years old, and one day my aunt left with her. Don't know where she went on a trip, came back, didn't come back with the daughter, and nobody ever heard from her again.
Yeah.
And no one knows what happened to her. And I'm like,
right.
Wait. Because in my family now, that could never happen. If one of my nieces, now there are brothers and sisters, so these are everybody's niece, right? And somebody would say, whoa, wait a minute, what happened? Where is she? Nobody knew, and nobody ever talked about it again.
Yep.
What? That could never happen in my family. I mean, one of my nieces or nephews all of a sudden disappeared. You could bet that almost all of us would be going to the ends of the earth to see what happened. But they just didn't talk about it. That was it. You never asked? No.
Right.
They didn't give up the information. We didn't ask.
Yep.
I can't even, but that happened a lot.
Yes.
I guess
I
back
have a very
in the
similar
day.
story. Yes.
That's just crazy. So, I mean, there's really nothing we can do about that. Those things are never going to be answered. But
Right.
that could never. There's always going to be somebody in my family anyway. We'd be like, "Whoa, hold up, what
Yes.
happened here?"
Now,
you
yes.
know, we're just completely different people. But
Yes.
I'd say to my mom, "How could you not ask?" You just
Yeah.
didn't back then.
Yep.
That was nobody's business.
Right. Well, that's when somebody's sick too. They
That's
whisper,
crazy.
"He's got cancer." You know.
Yeah.
Nick Greystone.
This is Tupac Shakur.
Oh, hi,
Calling
Tupac.
from beyond the grave.
Tupac.
You should have killed me last year.
You know what Tupac backwards is?
You Tupac backwards. Kaput?
Kaput. Yeah.
I didn't know either.
Okay. I had to like mouth that out.
So I thought for sure as the armchair detective you were, because I was sitting here talking about how I think my father faked his own death. I thought you were calling to tell me you were going to investigate it for me.
No, I mean, I will, definitely, but the reason I was calling was because I was watching a reel the other day, and I don't know how really real this was, but they said that Trump made an executive order to get to the fucking upstairs of Graceland because it's off limits. And he said that he got upstairs, and when he got up there, there was a security a maid or somebody, like someone, like some help from the house or whatever, and they were carrying a peanut butter and banana sandwich, and they left it, like turned around and they got startled, and they're like, "You can't be up here." And he goes, "I have an executive order to be up here." And he was saying that there's a possibility that Elvis lives on the top floor of Graceland and faked his death, and he doesn't come out.
People, I think that's been a story for a million years. People
Yeah,
have always
people have even
speculated
claimed
that
they've
he
seen him,
never,
yeah.
that he didn't die. But I mean, I don't know.
Can you imagine if he lived upstairs like that all those years?
There is a part of me that hope that's true, actually, just because it's so outrageous.
Oh my God, that would be fucking insane.
That would be great.
That would be wild.
Right?
I mean,
but how sad! But how sad that for this many years
Right.
that was it. He just
Plus, I mean,
decided never to.
He's got to be in his. He would be in his 90s, right?
Be in his 80s, I believe. He was born. I think he's the same age as my mom, and she'll be 90 in May.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I think he was, like 42 when he died? And that was 77?
Yeah.
77? Yeah. Okay. So right. Yeah, he'd be around 90.
Wow.
There is a sadness to it, because then you think about how he wasted the last half
all
of his
those
life.
years. I mean, you have to be that fed up with everything around with you just to kill your life, basically, unlife yourself and put yourself in this little seclusion or whatever. Oh man.
And that's the same with. There's some people out there that says Princess Di is still alive, for the same reason. She was just so tired of being hounded and every aspect of her life under a microscope that she supposedly faked that whole thing, which is why it was inside that tunnel, so that she was able to get away
well,
somehow.
I mean, listen, I've heard the same thing about Michael Jackson. So whatever.
Yeah,
and
true.
remember the end. I know it's a movie, but the end. Remember the end of Eddie and the Cruisers. He faked his death. He walked away, man. His reflection and shit dude, my
Right.
dad, when I was little, when I saw that movie with him, he was like, I guarantee you that's what Elvis did. And he was convinced Elvis was still alive, my father.
Wow.
Maybe he just wanted to walk away. But
That's amazing.
who knows, man?
I would love that. I would love to hear that
I
Elvis
kind
actually
of
was
feel
alive.
like even if that were true, that he's not alive now.
Right.
You know?
Could they bring him up on charges and shit?
Who, Elvis?
Yeah, if that happened.
No. Why? Why couldn't
No,
you fake
like,
your own
I
death?
guess, yeah.
I mean, if they had sent, like this cop that said he shot himself, and then they sent out, people on a wild goose chase to try to find that nothing like that happened here. If you just decided to leave.
I mean, I'm thinking in regards of my own father, when he did die, whether it was official, whether it was faked or not, it was official, and we were getting because being that he was dead and he couldn't.
You got death benefits.
We got
right?
death benefits, government payments. So I would think for that reason he could be arrested if he faked
That's
his
what
own
I'm saying.
death.
Like,
But
because,
Elvis,
like, they got Graceland.
But I don't
Look
think
at all
his
the fucking...
Yeah, but his family wasn't getting
right, they weren't
benefits
getting
from the
death
government.
benefits, and I'm sure they were still paying plenty of taxes on that house. So yeah, I don't know if in Elvis's case, if he was alive, what exactly did he do wrong other than lying? Yeah, I don't know.
Right, that's not illegal. So.
Wow.
That would be such a another sadness added to that whole tragic situation.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I actually do know a guy I worked with at the phone company. He went down to Florida and faked his own drowning. And I think it lasted like a month, and then they found him, and he ended up in jail. Yeah, crazy shit. So, all right. So Nick, not this Thursday, right? The following Thursday?
Yes, the following Thursday I will be on, and I have a pretty cool guest. He's a podcaster as well, and we'll be talking the usual pop culture, murder, death, kill.
Cool.
And that was a great one. That was a great one last week, pal. You and Christine. That was a good one.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed that one. That was nice.
Cool. Thanks for checking in, pal.
All right, bro. Take care.
See ya. Nick Greystone checking in. That was nice. Okay. Oh yeah. So I have an aunt. My mother's mother. She was also, I think, one of 7. Actually, or was it more? I don't even remember. But same thing. One of her sisters got pregnant with a mobster, and this was, I think, the 1930s, if I have my timeline right. And like you said, you just didn't discuss things. And I think back then, I don't know if it's just the way it's gone down in history or not, but it seems like the mafia had they were more in power back then.
Right.
She gave birth. That didn't even make it out of the hospital. Somebody came, took the baby.
And that was it.
Nobody said a word. The baby was just gone.
Like it never happened.
Right. And it was never discussed. Never. To my aunt's dying day.
I would
never
be
discussed.
in so much trouble if I lived back in that time. Because I would not be able to keep quiet.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep. Bronx Tale?
Oh.
I'm Robert De Niro. Leave my kid alone. I don't care who you are.
Right.
I don't care what you do. Just leave my
kid alone.
Oh, yeah.
I know. There's just no way I could. No.
Once there was somebody in our neighborhood whose kids were when my kids were in elementary school. They were being teased by this group of girls, and the father of 2 of the girls, this guy was kind of like, rumor was he was in the mob, and he kind of dressed the part. He kind of looked it, and I went over there one day to confront him because I had enough of his kids teasing my daughter, and she's autistic, so they took advantage. And this guy, I mean, he was 6 foot something. He was jacked. And I'm right there in his front yard, and we're arguing back and forth. And he finally, took a step closer to me. He says, "What are you going to do?" And again, because it's your kid, And I remember looking up at him like this, I go, "What are you going to get all soprano on me?" As I said it, in my head, I'm like, "What are you nuts? What are you nuts? I can't believe you just did that. What are you, crazy?" And I thought for sure I was never going to see anybody again. I thought that was it. But he totally backed off. And even that, too, I'm like, no.
Because he probably, respected the fact that you're standing up for your kid. And maybe knew his kids were little douchebags. And maybe they got in trouble for it if he did the right thing. You
I
know,
like to think
people
so.
in those situations, I still would like to think they want their kids to do better. You know, they don't want to. They don't want to. You know, teach them they can be scumbags. You know,
Yeah.
They still.
Yeah.
You know.
No, but they were, him and his wife, they were douchebags. Real white trash. And then when I sold the house and moved to Massapequa with Sally, this guy lived, he had gotten divorced. He lived 2 blocks away. I was like, what the fuck? I can't escape this guy. Let's see. All right, let me read comments and then we'll start with Tuesday trivia. Fremder, I always wanted to be in show business and see my name go up in lights. So I think I'm going to change my name to Exit. Vicky, Barbara Streisand's on the same level as Judy Garland. Yes.
I would agree with that.
Yes, me too.
Yes.
The duet they do on one of their shows was amazing. Oh, is that right? They sang together on a TV show or something? I'll have to look for that. Ann says, and Margaret is so fun. Loved her in Grumpy Old Men. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
GD, the documentary about Stax Records is really good. Okay, I'm not sure if I saw that one or not. From there, let me read that. From there, I found out I had a half brother, but I had no idea because he was a midget. Oh, from there. Vicky, if you think you might be related, take a test. No, either way. They're saying there's a possibility of Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey might be related. That falls into the category for me of who cares. So
Except for them. If
Well,
they
yes,
cared, then
absolutely.
that would be right. But right.
I can't stand Matthew McConaughey.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
He just annoys me.
I like him.
I thought he was great in, what's the movie with him and Jodie Foster? Contact. I thought he was great in that. I can't think of another movie that I liked him in. And I don't know, his face, he always looks jaundiced. His hair always looks greasy and this whole, all right,
He did that.
shut up.
He did. God, I can't think of the name of it, but it was with Matt Damon. They were. One was a lawyer, a private investor. It was recent. It was a miniseries.
Oh, no, it doesn't
He
ring a bell.
was unbelievable. in
Really,
this
yeah?
thing. Outstanding. Not Matthew McConaughey. He was
Right,
not
right.
like leading man. He was. Oh my God! I have to get the name of it, but holy crap!
Matt
He
Damon.
was great.
Matt Damon is a great actor.
but this was Matthew McConaughey's movie. I mean, this
Okay.
was amazing.
GD, obituaries in paper? I don't know if his obituary was in the papers or not. So unfortunate about Tupac, says Fremder. I guess that's just the way it is. Okay. Let's see. GD, my comedy career faked its own death and assumed a new routine. Very nice. Okay. It is 12:15. It is...
Goes so fast.
It does go so fast.
Holy cow!
Because it's always
True
great
Detectives.
when you're here.
It was
True
a series. It wasn't a
Detectives.
miniseries. It was like a real series.
Right, but wasn't it one of those, like, the first season had a different cast? The
4
next...
seasons.
Yeah, but it was a different cast each season,
Yes,
right? Yeah,
but-
I remember that.
Oh my gosh, she's so good in that. So good in that.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
show was good too?
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to check it out.
A little creepy.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm not usually like a creepy kind of, it had some creepy, the crime
Dark.
was very
Yeah.
dark and creepy. Oh, like your worst nightmare.
Oh, wow.
You know.
I watched Erin Brockovich last night. I'm sitting on the couch, like, half asleep. I'm like, oh, and I was just scrolling around, like, and that popped up.
684 blowjobs in 3 days. That's how I did it. I was like, yes!
She was great in that movie.
She was so great in that
and
movie.
she looked fantastic in that. I mean, not that she ever looks bad.
Oh my God, I love her so much.
Yeah, I hated that. Eat, pray, love.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
Fight, rape, jerk. Like, I don't know. That movie, I thought
It wasn't my
balls.
kind of movie either.
Yeah. All right. First question, Tuesday trivia. Nice and easy, I think. Who is the original voice of the cartoon character Shaggy on Scooby-Doo? Oh, maybe not so easy after all. Oh, Frank does have the death certificate, and according to that, he was cremated. That would make him hard to find.
Yeah.
Who's the original voice of Shaggy?
I don't think I know that.
Wow. Okay. All right. Moving on. Question number 2. Who farts more, vegetarians or carnivores / omnivores?
I'm going to say carnivores. fart more.
Band leader Duke Ellington. What was his first name?
Richard?
The Eiffel Tower is named after who?
Eiffel.
Nothing gets past you.
Listen.
Excuse me. Stupid cold. Let's see. Question number 5. Nice and easy. What interstate highway connects Ridgefield Park, New Jersey to San Francisco?
Oh.
Interstate highway.
I don't know. It's not Route 66 because I think that only goes from
Interstate
Chicago.
highway.
I don't know the answer.
You're going to smack yourself when you hear the answer to that one.
Okay.
In Toy Story, what was Andy's last name?
Oh.
That's very soft.
Because I've seen those movies so many times, and that's
Yeah.
just not going to come up. I know.
Okay, question number 7. Before changing their name to Led Zeppelin, what was the band called?
Don't know.
Ah.
I don't really know a lot about Led Zeppelin.
That's
I
a
don't
bad,
I know
bad thing.
I know the members, but I don't know the history of that band.
Well, they have a documentary coming out next month. First documentary sanctioned by the band. Really looking forward to that. Name the members.
It sounds like John Bonham. No, I can't.
Good
right
enough.
now.
What was the name of Doc Brown's dog in Back to the Future?
I know. I don't know.
What is the definition of the word interlocutor? Inter, I-N-T-E-R, L-O-C-U-T-O-R. Locutor? Interlocutor?
Locutor.
Interlocutor? Interlocutor. Interlocutor.
No idea.
We're just flying through these questions today.
Wow.
And the last question, the basis of sex are the 4 F's. What are the 4 F's?
I don't know.
First base, second base, third base?
Oh, the bases.
Bases.
I thought you said basis.
Oh,
Okay.
no. Sorry. I didn't even
Bases.
realize that. Yeah. No, the bases.
So what are the bases?
Yeah. Are the 4 F's of sex. What are they? So first base would be what?
Handshake. I don't know. You're going like that.
Well, I'm just being Italian. That's what I do.
I think first base is a kiss.
Okay, but think about F's. 4 F's. So what kind of kissing would
French
that be?
kiss.
Okay. Second base.
Felt up.
Okay.
I
Yes, you. Well. Yeah, you know. You have kids. You know.
I don't know what third would be. F would be.
Say it.
Fuck.
Nice. So we're just missing third
we're
base.
Missing third base.
You don't know what third base would be? No? No idea whatsoever?
Finger. Thank you for the help. Damn.
I'm here for you.
You picked that question on purpose. Like you.
What do you? Well, yeah, I pick them on purpose every week. What do you mean?
I know, but that one was, interactive.
Oh.
Typically pick an interactive question.
Okay, let's see. Don't forget. Oh.
Oh, poor Tony.
Sorry. All right, let's see. Wow, a lot of answers. I didn't realize.
Good, because I didn't have them.
Okay.
Thank God somebody's playing.
Carol's watching. Hi, Carol.
Hi, Carol.
She got the first question right. Who is the original voice of the cartoon character Shaggy on Scooby-Doo?
The only person I can think of is Mel Blanc, and I don't know.
No, that would be incorrect.
I know.
Fremder says RFK. I have no idea what the... but Carol got it right. Vicky got it right. And that's all I see there. Casey Kasem.
Oh, how cool is that? I didn't know.
He was also Robin on Super Friends.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Question number 2. Who farts more, vegetarians or carnivores, omnivores? Diane said carnivores. Carol says vegetarians. Fremder says he does. Vicky says vegetarian. Vegetarian is correct. Yep.
Okay.
Band leader Duke Ellington. What was his first name? Diane said Richard. Fremder says Duke.
Just a guess. Just the first thing that came to my mind.
Vicky says William.
Okay.
Fremder says some wee. What? Oh, John Rusiello got it too. Vegetarian. Okay. I don't think anybody got it. His real name was Edward.
Okay.
Edward. Who was the Eiffel Tower named after? Yes, everybody wrote the same thing. It was named after Eiffel. Very
What's his
good.
First name though, tell us.
Gustav.
Gustav Eiffel.
He
Okay.
was an engineer whose company designed and built the tower.
Okay.
So, So you got it right. Vicky got it right. Carol actually wrote Eiffel G. So she got a little closer than those.
Yeah, she did. I say she wins.
Okay. What interstate highway connects Ridgefield Park, New Jersey to San Francisco? Interstate highway. Interstate starts with the letter...
I know, but...
I know you know.
I-95 goes down...
All right, so there's the other popular one.
I can't think of it.
No.
I-17. No. Oh, no.
Romeo got it. Ann got it. Vicky got it. I-80.
I-80.
Right? Sarge saying, oh, yeah.
No.
Okay. In Toy Story, what is Andy's last name? Mickey says Walker. Fremder says Fremder. Carol says no idea. Oh. Vicky says White. John Rusiello got the answer correct.
Good for him.
John knows his Toy Story?
That's great. What is it?
That would shock-
When you say it, I'm going to know it.
Yeah?
Well, I used to work for Disney. I used to see these movies all the time.
Davis.
Okay.
Davis. That shocks me that John knows that answer. Before changing their name to Led Zeppelin, what was the band called? Somebody had it. I saw it. John got half of it. Carol got it correct. Vicky got half of it, too. Fremder says Backdoor Man. No. John Rusiello, and Vicky they said the Yardbirds, which is half correct, because Jimmy Page was a member of the Yardbirds. But what he did, Carol got it right. Jimmy Page then started a new band called the New Yardbirds.
Oh.
Yep, and that's what they were called.
And those were all the original same members of what turned out to be Led Zeppelin. Okay.
Yeah, because they had that name for like 5 minutes. I'm not even sure if they did any gigs under that name.
That's good because that was a stupid name.
Yeah, that's a bad name.
Mm-hmm.
Yardbirds, I mean, they go down in history. Their original lineup had Clapton. Then Jeff Beck took Clapton's place.
Wow, Jeff Beck.
And then they brought in Page, and they had Page and Beck at the same time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that goes down as a very pivotal band. Okay, what was the name of Doc Brown's dog in Back to the Future? Carol got it. Mickey, no, it's not Sam. Oh, Vicky got it too. So Carol and Vicky got it. I was surprised. I thought for sure you'd know that one. Don't forget the collaboration between Pink Floyd and Zeppelin, Roger Waters' Plant. John Rusiello gets it correct too. Einstein.
Now that you said it, I know it.
Great movie. I love that movie. The first one. I think it's such a great movie. I had to see the doc because I hurt my flex capacitor zipping up my McFly at 88 miles an hour. Okay, interlocutor. Interlocutor.
Locutor. It's gonna be.
Let's see. Ann says somebody who interferes. Vicky says it's an inside discussion. Peter Schwartz says it's lead poisoning. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. Okay, and then the rest of them are the next question. Okay. When you're describing the participants of a conversation, you're talking about the interlocutors.
Okay.
It's a handy word for talking about discussions. Okay. So inside discussion, I guess, so Vicky's kind of right. Someone who interferes, I guess you can interrupt the conversation. It is definitely
participants of the discussion.
There you go.
Correct.
But it's definitely not lead poisoning. So Peter Schwartz needs to stick to the sports. Wow, I never noticed that rhymed.
Look at you.
Peter, why is the name of the show, All Things Sports with Peter Schwartz? And then there should be...
That's a lot.
Well, I don't know.
That's a lot.
Today's Sports with Schwartz.
Sports with Schwartz.
May the Schwartz be with you. Wow. How did we miss that? Did you?
Or it's Sports Bash, right?
Yeah,
So
Sports
what if we
Bash
did
with Peter Schwartz.
Bash.
Schwartz Bash.
Yes.
That Fremder's having a field day with that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, last question. The bases of sex. The bases. B-A-S-E-S.
Baseball.
Are the 4 F's of sex. What are they? So Vicky said French, felt, finger, fuck. Fremder says fuck, and fuck. Mickey Delaney, hand, kiss, rub back, a feet fuck. What? Rusiello, find, feel, fucking forget. Wow.
I think I like his better.
You like his better?
I think it's
wow,
good.
listen to you.
I just think that's
Vicky, French kissing, felt up, felt down, fucked. Fremder, third base is fisting. Stop it. Ann says French kiss, fondling, fingering, and effing. She says, okay. Oh, and Peter, fondling, fornication, finger, flirt. And then Carol, my great-grandfather worked on the Eiffel Tower and the Empire State Building. Oh, wow. And then Mickey Delaney is accusing John Rusiello of cheating. He thinks he's looking his answers up. Wow.
Aww.
Wow. How do you like that? French kissing, feeling, fingering, and fucking are the correct answers. But you all had good answers. They all made sense to me, except for the forgetting part.
I like the flirting. I would change it.
Flirting.
I would do.
Flirting would be first
I would
base.
change the bases. I would change if I had my way.
All right, 2
would be flirting.
Yeah.
Because that's like
I would make
right?
that, but I would make that the at bat.
Flirting.
So I would make it 5 F's.
Okay. All right. I'll go with that.
Okay,
I
cool.
like that. I
Nice.
like that. Okay. All right.
But
done.
But
done.
You're good with the rest.
I am.
Oh,
But I liked flirting as one of the because how do you get to the French kiss without the flirt?
Right.
There you go. Okay.
So I keep flirting.
I'm
every
happy
week.
now.
Right. Very nice. Okay. And John Rusiello, of course, is denying that he's cheating. Okay. All right,
I believe you, John.
Oh my goodness.
I do.
Yeah.
I believe he knew that. I do.
No, I believe he knew it too. I'm definitely going to make fun of him about it, but I believe it. All right, it is time for us to get out of here. Peter Schwartz will be on in a half hour. He's got Antoine Staley from, I think, right? He's a former Jet, I think.
I don't know.
Pretty sure. He's the guest with Peter today. And then that's it until tonight, 9 p.m. Hershey and the Keegs, they have, I was supposed to look this up, and I already forgot it. I did look it up, but I forgot it again. The guy that plays Banya on Seinfeld. Remember Banya? Did you? You weren't a big Seinfeld person?
I did see Seinfeld, but I was not what you would call a Seinfeld fan.
Okay.
So.
Whatever his name is in real life. That's the guy who's on Hershey and the Keegs tonight. Cool. My apologies, sir, for forgetting your name.
Very cool.
Coffee with the Dog tomorrow at 9. Me and Michael here tomorrow at 11. Circle and Drain tomorrow night at 7. And that'll do it. Anything coming up yet or no?
No, February 13th. I'll be at the night before, Thursday night before Valentine's Day, I'll be at the Library Cafe with Dave Saul.
Farmingdale.
Yes.
Oh, very nice.
Mm-hmm. I'll
Cool.
remind you next week.
Yes, please do.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me every week until it happens.
Okay.
Peace and blessings, says GD. If I'm running the bases, I'd go straight for the mound, says Fremder. Happy day to you too as well, Ann. Thank you very much. Mickey says bad Tony. I have no idea why. Whoa. Then Mickey says, Diane, you can have your way with me. Whoa. Hey.
Wow.
Ooh, hey.
Thank you. That's flirting.
That's flirting?
I guess. I
That's
don't know.
seduction. That's Weinstein. All right. Everybody have a great day. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to tell you who's coming up at the club this weekend.
Oh.
Goodness gracious. Leah Rudick is playing one of the... I believe she's here at the main club this weekend. Terry McNeely is playing this weekend. Hugh Murray, Tony Landolfi, Johnny Watson, Samantha Ramsdell, who is great. I've seen her. She makes great videos on TikTok and YouTube. She has the Guinness Book of World Records biggest mouth.
Get out of town.
Yeah, true. Yeah, when you open it.
Get out.
Yep, and she's very funny. And then the 30th is what, Friday? I think that's the first day of...
No, Friday's 31st.
Oh, so Thursday. Thursday night is the first night of Louis C.K.'s run.
Wow.
Within the next week, he's playing all 3 Governors clubs. And I believe Thursday night is the first one. So, yeah, and that's been sold out for a long time, but you never know. Go to govs.com, check out the full schedule, and find out what's going on at the club. And go to knockemdeadcomedy.com, find out our schedule and information on how you can hire us for your corporate event, your private event, your fundraiser, or whatever you got going on. Okay, and that'll do it. Thank you, as always.
Goodbye, everybody.
Good to have you back.
Good to be back.
And, whoops. And thanks, everybody. We'll see you guys later. See ya.